releasing apps, the releasing app process is too slow and too painful. It takes me, in some cases, nearly as much time to release an app as it can take to create the app itself.
The content policy today for Windows Store is too limiting. A lot of apps aren't even allowed.
There's the Windows Phone side and there's the Windows side, and I have to create 2 accounts. I get 2 different sets of reporting.
The store kicks back and a very subjective answer. I get a 1.1. I got 10 1.1s in one day.
It's almost impossible to manage my 70 plus apps, what's going on in them, how many downloads I've got.
It's something about not being applicable to all markets served. What does that mean?
Not clear up front what the requirements are. I can't cross-promote my app with somebody else.
There was too much process involved with registering.
Registering was painful.
It's hard for me to make any money.
I couldn't convert my account over to a company account.
The last 3 times I've had apps in the spotlight, I was never notified.
There's no way for a developer to correspond with the person reviewing the app.
Tried to get a hold of some actual person using the messaging, the chat, email, and all I got was still a 1.1.
At Microsoft, we know we have challenges with our developer experience. Microsoft has always had a special relationship with developers. Developers have always been part of what makes Microsoft successful. We've got a lot more competition these days. Today, we've brought in 4 of the top developers across our platforms to help us identify those pain points, hone in on them, and come up with a solution that would actually work for our developers. Things like registration, cross-platform selling, certification, product lifecycle management, and payout. We know that at Microsoft, we have a unique opportunity to take some of their ideas and their thoughts and actually turn them into real solutions and make our developer experience one of the best in the industry.
I think that one of the reasons that I've enjoyed the Microsoft stack so much is that the tools are fantastic. The problem is the tools being fantastic stops at the point you deploy your application. What I would do is I would streamline the process. I would take out some of the lesser used and lesser known items and put them in the exception block in the certification process. I would include links to what ad controls are being used and links to what Azure mobile services are being used so that could be included in my reporting. I would also allow submission of Windows Phone and Windows Store apps in the exact same process so that if I had a version of Windows Phone and Windows Store apps, that they could either be marked and put up on their platform at the same time with the same description, and then their applicable graphics would be integrated into their ZAP file or their AppX file at compilation. I changed the dashboards to be a single dashboard for Windows development.
My biggest problem has been accessing my payment reports. I want one dashboard where I can see how much money I'm making, and I want it to work on my mobile phone. Get rid of so many different websites for me to check my stats and my numbers, but on a daily basis I have no idea how much money I'm making on Windows Phone or on Windows 8. I have to go to a full-fledged desktop experience to be able to load Silverlight to be able to look at my charts and graphs. I'd like to have a heads-up display on how much money I'm earning on every platform and be able to access it from whichever phone I have and whichever web browser I have on that phone.
Microsoft has made writing an app from scratch very easy, but then when you want to deploy it to the store, then it happens. The difficulty in deploying it to the store is way beyond the difficulty of writing the app in the first place. Just setting up the business version of the Windows Store account took several days to do. Right now I'm an independent contractor, so I'm running apps for 4 or 5 different companies. And for each of them I have to log in with their live account. What I like to see with the business level account is the ability to propagate different IDs to do different levels of production. Then you could have several IDs associated with it. So a developer can do certain things, a business owner can do the revenue part, and then some approver approves the whole thing before it goes to the store.
One of the ways I get feedback is through the reviews that my app receives. On Microsoft's app platforms, there's no way for a developer to correspond with the person reviewing the app. You can't reply to a review. I can't tell somebody who gives me 1 star that bug is fixed. Microsoft has a lot of solutions to problems that small businesses have, but they're just not tied together. These solutions that Microsoft has, such as Office 365, BizSpark, Azure, if these were all exposed to me from that place as a springboard, I'd more easily be able to discover them, I'd be able to use them in a more understandable way. Having the solutions focused on the product itself, and it would all relate back to the thing that I care about, which is my app.
It's been an amazing opportunity to be able to work with these great developers and partners across the Microsoft platforms. We know that we have some significant challenges in front of us. It's our responsibility to get the developers back to doing what they do best, and that's creating apps.
I want easy. I want easy into the store.
Don't let my app just die in the marketplace.
Keep me programming for Microsoft platforms first.
The developers don't know about what's available to them, and we need to start those conversations. The conversations need to be louder, they need to be clearer, and they need to happen more often. Make it easier for me to do business with Microsoft. Make it easier for me to be as successful as you want me to be.